Hey, good morning. I'm late to work, and because I was editing some videos, I woke up like at I think it was at 6 a.m. It's about 8:40 right now, and I have to be at work at 9. And look at these shoes. These are my boots. I was pulling out a truck or a tow truck out of mud with a truck, and man, that took the whole day, and these boots look like that. And since I'm late to work, I'm just having this for breakfast. But let's go. Look at that. And I'm late to work. Now I have to wait for that to defrost. This is impossible. I make videos in English, in Spanish, and Mum. I make 3 types of videos, vlogs. I speak English, I speak Mum, and I speak Spanish. Mum is a Mayan language, and from Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala, so I speak that Mayan language, and that was my first language when I was born, right? So my first language, and then my Spanish is my second language, and English is my third language. But today was supposed to be Spanish video day. So I was supposed to make this vlog in Spanish today, but since I started it in English, so it's going to be in English. So this is going to go on my Wrenchling channel, but I do make 3 types of vlogs, well, in three different languages. So this video is going to be in English. Let's go. All right, so this is the first car today. It is a Ford Focus, and I think this has a dual clutch, the manual dual clutch that is shifted by the computer of the car. So the owner says that it has a it's got that transmission fault service right there. So I'm gonna put the schedule on it and see what I find out. It's a 2014. It's got some transmission issues. When driving it, when it goes into second gear, it makes a clanking noise and it starts screaming. It starts like it's whistling as it drives. And right now it's got these codes in it: input shaft or input turbine shaft speed sensor B circuit, and the third one, it says intermittent. Feels like when driving this car, the problem is in the second gear, and it starts whistling. It doesn't drive right. It reduces its power, and then when it goes into third gear, then it goes. This is a dual clutch transmission. It's like a manual transmission. It's the computer of the car that shifts the gears. Like when you were shifting it to first, second, third, but it's the computer that does that for you. It's not an automatic transmission, it's a manual, but inside of the car it's an automatic, so anybody can drive it. But anyways, that's what's going on with it. I don't know if I'm going to find a problem with this. I've never come across on the problem of these. I have read about them. I've never diagnosed one myself, so I told the owner of this car that I have never diagnosed one before, so I'm not very familiar with this problem. So I told him that if I don't find the problem, then I'm going to I'm in the way of this truck right here. I was in their way. Sorry. If I don't find a problem, I told them that I'm not going to charge them anything. So if I don't find the problem here, I'm not going to make any money, but we're making a video, so I think we got something out of it. See, it clunks when it goes into second gear, and And let's see here if we can go into third gear. Stop and then go. So it went into third gear, but it took a long time. I'm thinking of my plan here on how to diagnose it, what to do next. I'm going to look at live data here. I'm going to look at live data in this schedule here. I'm going to take out that speed shaft sensor, look at it. I know it's been replaced. It's been replaced before. So it looks new, but I'm going to take it out and then look inside of the hole in there with a mirror to see what's going on in there, if everything is good, and then I'm going to check the fluid of the yeah, I should check the fluid of it if it's not burnt. If it's burnt, then there's some mechanical problem that's going on inside the transmission, some like metal to metal rubbing, or something's broken. It's a little hard to get to this, but there's a hole in that transmission right over here. This is the hole. Okay, it's loose. The part that's in there, it's loose, so that's what made the hole in this transmission, and so the fluid came out, and when all the fluid came out, then it messed up everything in there. So that's why it's clunking, it's making a noise, it's whistling. Well, you know what, I'll take the tire off so I can see this better. I've never had a car like this before. When I was working at a shop, a kid, his mom bought his first car, and then he drove it hard, and he put a hole in the transmission. That was the first car that I saw with a hole in the transmission, and this is the second with this. So I don't know why it went bad. And there. Hey Google, take me home.
Let's go. 600 feet. Turn right.
So this car needs a transmission, and I told the owner that if he puts a transmission in it, it'd be good to do some research on it, because if it's a common problem with these and with these transmissions, then it's going to happen again. It's going to make a hole in the other transmission again if he puts a used transmission in it. So let's say it's a common problem with these transmissions, then I would recommend to put a new transmission in it, or a rebuilt transmission in it, and replace all the seals, like the rear main seal on the engine, the transmission oil pump or fluid pump seal, the main seal in front of the transmission, so that it doesn't leak anymore, and replace the clutches. It's a dual clutch, so replace those clutches, and then it should be good from there. It's a 2014. It's got more than 150,000 miles on it. I think it's still okay to put another transmission in there. And if it's not a common problem with these transmissions, then a used transmission will be okay. You just has to do like a transmission fluid service on it, and maintain the transmission. That's what's going on with this car, and I'm going home. I have another appointment at 3. I'm going to call my customer or my client to see if they can, if I can be there at sooner than that or earlier. If not, then I'll go to do that at 3, and then it'll be okay. I think it's a Mustang. I think I'm working on a Mustang after this year. I don't remember, but we'll go check it out and see what's going on with that one. So some of you have said to ditch the music in my videos, and I want to know if it's like the music in the whole video, or it's just the music when I'm talking and the music is loud. I want to know that if I should just ditch the music in all of them in my videos. Because I think that without music, the videos are, boring. But if there's some music in there, then it's much better. That's what I think, but I don't know. You tell me what you think. So the owner of the other car that I'm working on today just sent me a message, and he says that 12:30 p.m. today is okay. So when I'm done eating, I'll go to work on that car and see what the problem is with that one. But this Ford Focus was it's the first Focus or first car that I come across with a hole in the transmission. I had something else like that when I was working in a shop. The first shop that I worked at, we had a car that the mother of this kid bought his first car, and he drove it hard. It was an Acura. I forgot what Acura it was, but he drove it hard and he put a hole in the transmission, so the transmission went bad, and so they towed it to us and we put a new transmission in it. But this car, this Focus, I don't think that it was driven hard. I think it's just that a failure inside the transmission that caused it to go bad. So that was different. I've never had something like that before, since I've been a mobile mechanic. This job has some good times, bad times, has its pros and cons. Like today, I was able to come home and cook something to eat, and but there are some days when I can't come home, and also when I'm really busy and I don't have time to eat at a restaurant or somewhere, so I just get something to eat or something fast, or like McDonald's or Burger King, something that I can eat, that I can get fast and eat fast and be done and keep going with my day. And sometimes I get home early, sometimes I get home late, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's really hot. So it just depends on the day. But one thing about it is that it's never the same. It is never the same. I'm going to see different people every day. I'm going to do work on different cars every day, and it goes like that. And so I really like this job. I wouldn't go to work for a shop anymore. I wouldn't go back to work at a shop, because I like to do different things every day, and this job allows me to do that. As a mobile mechanic, today it's like this, and tomorrow might be different. Tomorrow might be a hard day, and there are hard and easy days, and it's all like that. So I like this job, and so if you want to be a mechanic, a mobile mechanic, maybe you can get an idea of of how it's like from my videos, you know, and so you can make a decision if you want to be a mobile mechanic or not, you know. But I recommend, if you want to be a mobile mechanic, then I'd say you go for it, and if it doesn't work, then go back to work at a shop. But you know, it does work. I like the job. All right, so this is the other car. This is a Mustang. It's a red Mustang. The owner says it's a 95. I don't know if it's a 95, or we'll have to confirm that. If it's a 95, then it should be an OBD1, which means that I can't connect a scan tool to it. When they were changing it, some 95s are OBD2, so I'm going to connect this reader to it and see if I can see some data pins. Unable to establish communication, verified connection. Yeah, it can connect to the car, but it can't read the codes in this. One thing I see here is that they disconnected this right here. They have eliminated that. I think this is a air pump, and they have disconnected it. They have eliminated it. And the AC compressor. So it shut down by itself. I don't know if it's a fuel problem or an air problem or things like that, so I'm gonna try to figure it out, and I'll let you know what I find out. I'm putting smoke in the system with this smoke tester right here, and it's coming out of this right here. I don't know, can you see that? Okay, there we go. It's coming out of the mass airflow sensor. This has been replaced. The owner of this car replaced this sensor, but the smoke is coming out of that. I don't think that this is enough to make this car like to stall out, and that's the only smoke that I see. I don't see anything else anywhere in this system here. I also did a compression test on 3 of the cylinders on the back here, because it does have a knocking noise. It's got a noise that it's coming on the back of the engine. It's kind of like a lifter noise when lifters go bad. I think that it might be lifters on this, but I'm not sure. I'm smoke testing it right now because that's the easier thing to do. The compression test is not easy to do. So I'm doing this and keep checking it, see what I can find. I took the sensor out, and this is the O-ring that was on it when I took it out. I'm going to put this one on. This is fatter, but it's the same ring. It will fit on the sensor, but it's fat. It's much fatter than this right here, so it should seal better. And if it doesn't seal, then I'll find another seal that seals this better, so that it doesn't leak air from that right here. It's not leaking anymore. Right here, there's no more leak. But the other thing that's leaking is this right here, the EGR valve down there. That's leaking vacuum. You see all of that. It hasn't stalled out so far. I've had it running for about 5 minutes and it's still running. And let's see, let's rev it up a little bit. It stays running. When I got here, it wasn't like this. When I started, it stays running a little. I just got back from test driving the car, and it's running okay. It's not running perfect, but it's not stalling out, and so the problem was that little O-ring on the mass airflow sensor. That leak at the valve, at the EGR valve, has to be fixed too. That's going to be improved from that. But the knocking noise or the clanking noise that I was hearing, that I thought it was a lifter. It's not a lifter. It's the clutch that's making the noise. I don't know if you can hear it right now. I'm gonna step on the clutch right now, and the clunking noise or the knocking noise is going to go away. Can you hear that? You know what? I'm going to put the camera underneath under the hood, and I'm going to step on the clutch. Okay, hopefully we're able to hear that. If you heard it, when it was clinking, it's when the clutch is just on. It's engaged. It's not engaged. I'm not stepping on the pedal. When it's not clunking, or when it's not ticking or knocking, is when I press on the clutch. That means that something is going on with the clutch inside. Obviously, it's in the bell housing of the transmission. There is a hole to see it, but I did not come out to look at this, but obviously it's a problem with the clutch. Doesn't matter what's making the clunking noise or whatever. The problem is in the clutch, in the bell housing. It has to be fixed, because it's clunking right now. When it just gives up, it's going to just, I don't know what's going to happen with it. Just come out flying, or just break and not work anymore, or whatever. But it's bad. Clutch in the bell housing is making the noise, so it's not the engine, it's the clutch. That's it with this video. If you have enjoyed this video, if you have learned something from this video, or whatever that you have taken out of this video, then hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. comment on the video, what do you think of this video, what I should do better, what else I could do in my video so you enjoy it better. Let me know. I would really appreciate your help in that. But that's it. That's what's going on with these cars. This car is the problem was with the vacuum. It's a vacuum leak. That's what the problem is, and that's all I can do right now. I'm gonna let the customer know and see what he wants to do with the clutch, and I can't help him with the clutch because I don't do clutches. I only focus on maintenance. So transmissions are really heavy for a mobile mechanic to take off, so he would have to take this to a shop unless there is a mobile mechanic that's willing to do this, to take off the transmission and all of that. As a mobile mechanic, I don't do it. I used to do them, but it's just too hard. It's just too heavy. I don't have a lift to do that, all that transmission jack and all that stuff. Out here, it rains, it's cold, it's just too much to do a clutch on a car, or replace an engine, or replace a transmission. It's just too much. I don't do that. I focus on things that I can get done the same day, like on maintenance, brakes, alternators, diagnosis, vacuum leaks, whatever that is maintenance. So tomorrow I got other cars to do, so that's going to be a different video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.